Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to continue with the part 2 of the subsidiary books. I'm going to show a practical case on how to record transactions in the various subsidiary books. Please, if you are coming across my videos for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe and turn the notification bell on so that whenever I drop a video, you'll be notified and you may be one of the first people to see my video. And for those of you who has always been there for me, thank you. I love you all. So please don't forget to like, share and comment. Thank you. Let's dive in. So the first thing we do here is that we start with the name. We have the name of the enterprise and then the name of what we are preparing. Well, we have the purchases day book as at 31st December. Then we outline the titles of each column. Well, we have here the date, the narration or description. We have here folio. Folio here is the reference where you are referred to, where this information will be carried to. Then here we have the invoice number, which is the source document. Then the amount. Like I said, this is just a simple case, a normal case. Then we have now the transaction was on January 1st, Smart Supplies bought goods worth $2,500,000 on credit from Fast Traders. So we write the date here, which is on the 1st of January 2024. Then narration, we write the name of the supplier, which is Fast Traders. Fast Traders. So the folio here, where we can refer this information, is the purchase ledger. So we write it, we abbreviate it. This reference, remember there are basically 3 types of ledgers. We have the purchase ledger, the sales ledger, and the general ledger. The purchase ledger records transactions of the purchases and also the supplier's account. Then the sales ledger records transactions of the sales and the customer's account. Then we don't have an invoice number, so there is no source document number. We write hyphen and we write 2,500,000. It's always good to indicate whatever currency you are using because the conversion is not the same. Then we go through the exercise to see if we will see any other purchases of goods on credit. If we have, then we have to record it here. We go down, you will see that the next one is the business sold goods on credit. This is not a purchase transaction, so it has nothing to do with this purchases day book. Then on the 3rd, office furniture was bought. It is not it was even bought on cash, so it has nothing to do with the purchases day book. And also even if it was bought on credit, it will be sent to the general journal. Then the next one is on the 4th, Smart Supplies received $2 million in cash from Bright Co as part payment of. So this one is cash, so it has nothing to do with this purchase day book. Then the next one, which is on the 5th, Smart Supplies paid Fast Traders. So it's still a payment. It has nothing to do with purchase day book. Then the next one is goods return. It has nothing to do with it. Then on the 7th, Bright Co return goods. So this was the only transaction that concerns the purchase day book. So what we need to do here, we total, since we are presenting on the 31st of December, we write 31st December. Sorry, since we are preparing on the date, sorry about that, the date was on the 1st of January, so it's on the 31st of January. So we write here on the 31st of January 2024. So we put here. And we write here credit purchases for the month. Credit purchases for the month. Here, this total credit purchases of the month will be carried to the general ledger, where we will add the cash purchases to the credit purchases to get the total purchases for the month. We don't have any source document, and the total is 2,500,000. And remember, we give 2 lines here and 1 line above to show that we are totaling, and we close our account. The second book to prepare is the sales day book. So we do the same thing: smart supplies, and we have sales day book. You can write sales subsidiary books if you like. You can write sales journal if you like. All of these names are the alternative names of a subsidiary books. So whatever name you like to use is the same. 31st January 2024. So we write again the date, the narration, the folio, invoice number, amounts. Of course, it is in CFA francs. Then we have so we are done with the first transaction, which was a credit purchase transaction. We go to the next transaction, which is the business sold goods on credit to a customer named Bright Co. for 3,200,000. So it was on the 2nd. We write here on the 2nd of January 2024. Here, some people choose to write the name of the customer here and also write the name of the supplier in the purchase day book. But I would like to use narration because you are narrating. But you should be able to know that is the customer's name you are going to write, because you cannot just write customers. If you write customers, it means you may mix up their debt. You may be thinking that customer A is owing you, meanwhile it's customer B. So it's always good to outline their various names so that you'll be able to know how much this customer is owing and how much this customer has been paying before you carry it and join to the various to one customer's name, to one customer, and send it to the trial balance. So here we'll write Bright Co. Folio, that's the reference where this information will be carried to, is where it can be referred from, is the sales ledger. Write it in short. And there was no source document number, and the amount was 3,200,000 francs. So we go through the various transactions. You discover that was the only sales that took place. So we equally total here. We have on the 31st January 2024, we have credit sales for the month, and the information will be carried to the general ledger, and the total is 3,200,000. So the next transaction was about how Smart Supplies received money. So then we are supposed to prepare the cash book, and going through the transactions, you discover that there were actually some transactions that were done by cash, and there were some that were done by check. So it is the double column. So we put the Smart Supplies double column cash book as at 31st January. I'm so interested in December. 31st January 2024. Then we have here the date, the details, the folio, the cash, and the bank. So this is the left hand side, which represents the debit. This line here indicates a demarcation between the debit and the credit. This line here, that's after bank. So we have on the right hand side, we have the date, the detail, the folio, the cash, and the bank. So we'll start with the first transaction. That's January 3rd. January 3rd says office furniture was purchased for 1,200,000 francs CFA and paid in cash. Like I said in my previous video, that in this cash book, all payments are credited and all receipts are debited. So since it's a payment of an office equipment, we carry it to the credit side. That's on the 3rd of January 2024. We write here office furniture. And the folio here is the general ledger. And it was in cash. It was paid in cash, so we record the amount here. My column is too small, so I'm going to squeeze 1,200,000 here. Then the next one is Smart Supplies received 2 million in cash from Brightco. So since it's a receipt and all receipts are on the debit side, we carry it here. That was on the 4th. We write on the 4th of January 2024. We write Brightco. The folio here, remember, is Brightco, is a customer. So if you go up here, you will see Brightco, and it is in the sales ledger. So the folio here will be sales ledger, and it was by cash. This customer paid by cash, so you record it under cash, which is 2 million. We record our 2 million here. Then we go to the next transaction. On January 5th, Smart Supplies paid Fast Traders 1 million by check towards the amount owed. So they paid part of the money. And since it's a payment, we carry it to the credit side, and we write on the 5th of January 2024. And we write Fast Traders. Fast Traders, those are the suppliers the Smart Supplies are owing. So the information, if we go back to the purchase ledger, to the purchase journal, you will discover that we have the PL, that's the purchase ledger. So it will be in the purchase ledger, and the amount was 1 million francs CFA. So we go to the next transaction. The next transaction is on January 6th, Smart Supplies returned goods. So it has nothing to do with this cash book. And then on the 7th, Brightco returned goods. So it still have nothing to do with this. Then if we go to the 8th, we will see that the 8th, is that smart traders took 800,000 and deposited it in the bank. In the cash book, there's something called a contra entry. A contra entry is an entry that affects both cash in hand and cash at bank. So once the cash is leaving from cash in the safe and is entering the cash at bank, is a contra entry, since this cash book is having the cash in hand and cash at bank, and it is still the enterprise's property. It is still an own thing to the enterprise, even though it is the accounts are going to change. So you will see that the cash is leaving the safe, that's the head office, and is going to the bank, which means it is going to affect both sides of the cash book. In the cash book, we debit all payment and credit, or a cash book records all the cash receipt and cash payment. So all the cash receipts are debited, all the cash payments are credited. Now, cash in hand and cash at bank, both of these accounts are assets account, which increases on the debit side and decreases on the credit side. So now we have a contra entry, deposited an 800,000 into the bank. So it's that cash in hand is decreasing while cash at bank is increasing. So we come here, we record on the 8th of January 2024. Now, the detail here will be cash, and the folio is the general ledger, and it is increasing the cash at bank, which is okay. So we've recorded it on the debit side, and the folio here is contra. See, you put C here, contra. Contra means it's affecting both the debit and the credit. Then you come here, you put again on the 8th of January 2024, and you put here bank. That's the corresponding entry account, contra, with 800,000. All right, so you see that this is a contra entry. It's affecting bank here, and it's also affecting cash here. Then the next one, the next transaction is the owners brought in additional capital by bank check, 2,500,000. So we are going to be debiting all the receipts. That was on the 9th of January 2024. We have here capital, and it was by check. So we put here 2,500,000. It's a receipt because it's increasing the cash at bank. And then we have the next one, which is the owners again decided to withdraw money from the bank for business use in the enterprise. So they actually took out 1,500,000. That was on the 10th. So you discover here that it's also a contra entry. It's still a contra entry because it's affecting cash in hand and it's also affecting cash at bank. So we put here on the 10th of January 2024, and we put here bank. So we have here 1,500,000, and the folio is contra. Then we have again on the 10th, 2024. Here we have cash, and we have here 1,500,000. So if I'm to add any other transaction which is not on the equation, I can just take, for instance, payment of salaries by cash. So we will put 11 on the 11th year, 2024. We have here salaries. Since it's a payment, general ledger, it was paid by bank check, 500,000. So we will end here because these were the transactions that were presented to us. So since we are ending here, we are supposed to balance off this account. Balancing off this account, we need to add the debit side and the credit side and compare which side is higher. The side that is higher is the side that we will balance it off with it, and then we will have the balance carried down, which will be on the lesser side, to make the lesser side to be equal. So just looking at it here, you will see that with cash in hand, 2 million plus 1,500,000 is going to give 3,500,000. Then if we have here 1,200,000 plus 1,200,000 plus 1 million is 2,200,000 plus 800,000 is 3 million. So we'll see here that is 3,500,000 that is greater. So we balance it off with the 3,500,000. Please, I'm writing here because I need this space to write the balances carried down. So at the end of it, I'm going to rule my lines because the table is going to end here. Then if we are still under the cash account, cash in hand. So if we take 3 million from 3,500,000, we are going to have a debit balance which is supposed to be shown on the credit side as balance carried down. The balance carried down is going to be in the general ledger, which is going to be 500,000. And then going to the bank account, you see that 800,000 plus 2,500,000 is going to give us 3,300,000, which is greater than 2 million. So we also balance it off with the 3,300,000. 3,300,000. So we will still have a debit balance of 1,300,000, which is going to appear on. I'm not going to write again since this one is there and it cuts across. You read it. I'm not going to write anything here since it is going to be interpreted horizontally. That means across. So we have here 1,300,000. So if we add 1,500,000 plus 500,000 plus 1,300,000, we are going to have 3,300,000. The credit note number and the amount, which is in CFA francs. So we have on the sheet here, sheet of January 2024. We have here fast traders. And we have here the information is still the purchase ledger. There was no source document number and it was 300,000. And that was the only return that was there. So we have on the 31st January 2024, we have returns for the month. Returns outward for the month. Return outward for the month, which is the general ledger, 300,000. Transaction that we have not yet used here is a transaction on the 7th, which is a Brightco return goods back into the enterprise. So we have the same thing. on the 7th of January 2024, we have Bright Co. Folio is the sales ledger. There wasn't any source document number and the amount was 400,000. So that was the only return inward. So we have on the 31st December 2024, we have our total return inward. General ledger 400,000. Thank you for your time. Thank you for watching. And if you actually followed up to the end and you have some questions, please leave it in the comment section. I'll be grateful and I'll be ready. I know there are errors that I myself have committed. There are some few errors, so no one is perfect. So please, if there's any mistake I've made, any observation, anything, please leave it in the comment section. Thank you. And please stay tuned, because in the next video, I'm going to show you how to carry the information from these various subsidiary books into their various ledger accounts. That is the sales ledger, the purchase ledger, and the general ledger.